We're gonna do some stuff about Nietzsche
We're
and
going
nihilism.
beyond good and evil to. Oh, you even have it written in your
Yeah,
in your.
yeah, I know, I know. You're predictable. I see people talk about them a lot online, and it gets to like a point usually in the discussion, and then kind of peters off. So I always wanted to just kind of talk about Nietzsche because it seems a lot of the time like people don't really know what Nietzsche's deal is, or think they do, and miss a lot of kind of choice bits out. Before we get into it, though, want to play a game every now and again called Nietzsche or Not. It's either it's going to be something Nietzsche said, or it's going to be something a random anime villain or protagonist has said, and you got to figure out which one it is. Quote number one: "There's no purpose in life, but if you linger a while longer in this world, you might discover something of value in it. And the snake which cannot cast its skin has to die, as well the minds which are prevented from changing their opinions." Now,
The first one's an anime villain, 100%.
I actually disagree. I think the snake quote is actually the Naruto character.
The second quote is from the. I've never seen Naruto
Neither have I.
in my life, but I'm guessing.
Orochimaru is a snake man, I will just say.
Yeah,
I
that's what I was thinking.
I haven't watched Naruto in a very long time, but I just have a feeling 100% number one is the anime quote. Hey, what did I tell you? What did I say, huh?
Yeah,
What that tongue do, though?
Frosty's got it.
You
Never
see,
trust
because my persona is an anime villain.
There are a few things we're going to cover so you get a great context of his life.
There was a
All right.
description of J.C. Denton from the first Deus Ex game that I think really applies to Nietzsche as well. He is a man with opinions.
Why'd you kill Everett's mechanic? Something about that guy didn't smell right.
Yeah, yeah. Secondly, Nazi stuff. All right.
What?
So,
Oh yeah, you did German psychologist from the 1940s? Yeah.
he actually wasn't a Nazi. His sister kind of took all his work, showed it to the Nazi party, and was like, "Hey, look, we can be like eugenics. It's great, huh?"
Yeah.
And then they were like, "All right, yeah,
Eugenics?
eugenics." Yeah, he wasn't a Nazi. He wasn't into it. Thirdly, he was kind of a simp. He wrote a book called "Thus Spoke Zarathustra," about a guy who was super rad and cool and smart, who left society after losing all his friends to become a hermit and figure out his own life and contemplate the truths of the universe. He made a self-insert character, basically, to write about in his later years. He was kind of cringe. Sometimes it's important you don't, fear the part of you that is cringe, but fear the part of you that cringes.
Is that a
Some might
Nietzsche, a
say.
Nietzsche quote?
That's the main stuff. Now, Nietzsche or not? Who said what? What is evil? Whatever springs from weakness. Or those who stand at the top determine what's wrong and what's right.
I feel like the second one is the One Piece one because I feel like every anime has that fucking villain who goes like, "Only the strong will survive."
I agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Number two, I
But
think.
where
is
did the
cool.
anime villains learn their philosophy from?
Was it Nietzsche? One is the Flamingo.
2 out of 2,
Yeah.
baby.
Frosty's great at this. He knows what's Nietzsche or not.
I think
Man,
he
I
just
watch
knows
too
what's
much anime.
what's anime or not. I think he's like the opposite.
So now you're ready to learn about Nietzsche. He basically invented the anime antagonist and Saturday morning cartoon villain logic and default personality. And what a lot of people will call the master and slave morality concepts. The master was about individuality, was about power. Now the slave is the more communal form of moralities and philosophies. There's a judgment for people who are different and judging others who are outside of this pre-established framework of morality.
They're the
It ca-
sheeple.
Exactly. This is wake up sheeple.
Is this a similar thing of like how like the Nazi Germany's you want to be the Hulk, not the rabbit?
Yeah, kind of like that. Weirdly, Nazi Germany is very much emblematic of the slave part of the morality with a lot of herd instinct and like selling out anybody who's different, any Jews or disabled people or black people.
Not that
or
they would ever
women who
admit
are-
that.
no. First, we will be opening up the official Swag Academy Discord for members only. This will be a server primarily designed for people to share their own stories with each other, as well as get in contact with us. Second, we are happy to announce a new $10 Teacher's Pet tier which will go live this week, and a priority replies in YouTube comments and live chat. They will also have access to special artwork created by the channel. Finally, ad-free versions of all our videos will be uploaded for all channel members, regardless of what tier they are. Look for the videos with an orange border on the thumbnail. Master and slave morality. What's this got to do with nihilism? Because a lot of people talk about Nietzsche and nihilism all the time. Cutting a few corners to summarize nihilism, it's the understanding or acceptance of the fundamental difficulty of proving anything is real or holds meaning, and as such makes life itself meaningless, right? But Nietzsche actually wasn't really intrigued or found this to be like depressing innately as a concept. You don't need to find meaning in a meaningless world. It's the main point. What you have to do is make what you think is meaningful matter.
I think that's a beautiful way to look at things. Yeah.
Yeah. But how do we do that? And how do we avoid the pitfalls that come from accepting universal meaningless? But now we're here to play Nietzsche or not.
Yeah.
And our main two quotes are, when you look into an abyss, the abyss looks into you. And when you gaze into the darkness gazes back into you.
Yeah, I'm
you said what?
literally a huge Berserk fan. I actually don't know which one's which. I
was
have
gonna
an
say-
inclination.
Tyler, you're
Don't-
my lifeline here.
I don't think that the concept of like, or even the word of an abyss would be something that was like said by Nietzsche.
I'm thinking the same thing because I don't actually remember which one is the guts quote.
Are you crusty? What the?
God damn it! Why are you playing
Guts theme.
guts
Man,
over
just because-
microphone?
I believe the top one is Guts.
I think the top one is Nietzsche. The chat thinks the bottom one is Nietzsche.
Fuck.
Ah.
I don't even remember where the quote's from.
Nietzsche,
were
you
looking-
goddamn poet.
You were looking at the wrong word. Abyss is totally fine. Gaze? He would never have said gaze.
So you want a will to power. So basically, we have a few ways to do that. And we're going to get deep, but we're also going to be not cringe. Based,
That's
as
how
we could say.
that's how any study of Nietzsche has to begin.
Awesome.
We're gonna get
Yeah.
deep, but not cringe.
Not cringe. Yeah. Nietzsche had this idea of a new philosopher, which he said would come about in time. And instead of kind of like just doing it by nature or just kind of like allowing themselves to kind of vibe of the situation and therefore step past the limits of morality, this is more about a very conscious notion of thinking about what is moral and what could be moral, and then practicing it for the betterment of yourself and comprehending it and thinking about it rather than enforcing it on others, but also practicing it for yourself. And that's kind of what he manifests a lot of his ideas around. This is the basis of nihilism, kind of breaking down meaning so you can build it up, practice it, and become beyond what some people might call good and evil. The main idea is that you're doing what you want and what you believe is the best, rather than conforming to an idea. If the trolley problem was presented to Nietzsche, he would be like, "I'll stop the train," because then if I had the will to it, then I'll stop the train and then I'll save everybody and it'll be better.
That is the only correct answer.
Like, wait, Freddy, you can't punch the train. I'll punch the f***ing train!
It's punching the train.
The
If
Shiro
you have the
end.
will to power to make it happen, then you stop the train. And of course, will lead to our final point. Kidding, Nietzsche or not? It's a guy from Bleach.
I've never seen Bleach.
I was gonna say I think the Kelly Clarkson quote is the anime one.
I can't think of a single anime where one of the characters just went, "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger." like maybe like as a power, but I don't think they've ever described it that way.
I think Nietzsche said the top one. The bottom one's the anime quote.
I think the bottom was the Nietzsche quote, yeah.
You're so wrong.
God
Yeah.
I got dumber.
Really? Yeah. Again. Fuck. Wrong. I'm getting-
Will to power.
Are you saying that Friedrich Nietzsche would have loved Kelly Clarkson songs?
Of course he would. Everybody does. You understand Nietzsche?
What is that word?
His name
What
keeps
is that
getting
word?
longer.
Every time I've written Nietzsche, if people have been paying attention, I did add more consonants just to see if people would notice. Every time it happened, yeah. The basic final idea of his stuff is he wanted to transvalue values, strip away each day some comforting belief, so we could be harder, durable, less abstemious, and above all, this is the part that people like to forget. He wanted us to meet joy and oppression with a genuine and free love of life. Never tries exhorting us to sing, to dance, to laugh and joke, but rather to overcome oneself is to be free of arbitrary norms bound by a more heroic ethical code and to accept good and bad fortune alike with a joy. And I will end this presentation, no more surprise Nietzsche or not, with one of the raddest statements that he probably ever said. I know my fate. One day my name will be associated with the memory of something tremendous. A crisis without equal on earth, the most profound collision of conscience, A decision that was conjured up against everything that had been believed, demanded, hallowed so far. I am no man, I am dynamite. I am not a human being, I am dynamite.
What an anime guy.
Yeah, I know. He was
anime.
he invented anime.
Oh,
That quote just gives me the vibe of like someone who goes, "I'm the proof that God makes mistakes."
Also true for Nietzsche. Yeah.
What if it's me looking down on me? The world above must also be. This could go on